Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Modern Monks podcast, officially shooting episode 9. Welcome to my boy, Eamon O'Connor, owner-operator of AccuFit Acupuncture. A few thank yous before we get started. AccuFit, the brand keeping us well and ready to roll, consolidating our energy and healing our problems. Ghetto Movement, keeping us moving well, feeling good, and best of all, looking good. Most of us.
Some of us.
Evergreen Landscaping, the man that supplies all the greenery around Ghetto, absolute legend. Coco's Cafe downstairs, currently not operational, but always keeping us, well, not keeping us full at the moment, but they'll be back.
They'll be back, it's on.
Renovation's underway. And Jimmy's Burgers. We love Jimmy's Burgers. Friday night, tomorrow, we'll be down there after handstands and hamburgers. Best burgers in town, so get around it. Right, thank you's done. Episode 9 underway. E, what's been happening?
A lot, man. And I'm glad that we're in this this tight new space with this salt lamp firing.
Change of scenery.
I love it.
It's nice. We're up in the Zenden at Ghetto HQ this evening. We just felt it'd be, better energy, a little bit tighter vibe.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm digging it.
Yeah, it's nice and close and compact. It's weird that it was a tap dancing place for so long.
Yeah. And so awesome that this floor is like perfect for doing yoga on. So,
Tremendous.
Pleasantries.
Yeah, beautiful. October, man. You know what? Actually, it hasn't had the same challenges, I think, for me personally as September, but it's been fucking interesting to say the least.
Yeah, massively. Actually, a little precursor, guys, too. We may have to cut this one short. I'm on red alert for baby duties. The head's engaged in the pelvis at the moment, and we're ready to go anytime. So if this one has to be cut short, it's for a good reason.
I'm ready. Like whatever's needed, I'm there.
But yeah, October. It's funny how it's all starting to fly by, isn't it?
Yeah.
Each week brings new challenges, both professionally, personally, spiritually at the moment. And we've been chatting a lot about the resistance coming up for both of us, and it's a lot of similar stuff. It's a lot of stuff that we're both getting on different levels, and chatting about it and seeing what it is. And would have been 20 minutes, half an hour ago after yoga, I said to you, it's just a test. There's the bit in The Alchemist, The Alchemist, probably my favorite book, and it says right before you get everything that you want or everything that you're aiming for at that particular time, the universe will throw the kitchen sink at you to test you to see if that is exactly what it is that you want. And it's amazing how caught up we can get in looking at something from just our perspective and being so locked in on another person or another entity or whatever it is, being wrong about the situation, when all it is just you giving yourself resistance in order to see if it is, if this is the path you're meant to be on, if this is the stuff that you're meant to be achieving.
Yeah. There's some hectic Lao Tzu quote, which is something like, if you're walking, you best be careful of the path that you're walking, because you're going to end up where you're going. And it's just you best look around and have a look at the path that you're treading and taking on board, the feedback the world is giving you and life's giving you. Because ultimately, if it looks like shit and you're in the shit and you're ignoring it, or you're trying to move past it, you're just going to go from this point to the next point of shit, the next point of hecticness. And it's really important to take a step back and look at that clarity, look at that big picture and go, fuck, is this direction I want to be walking? Is these challenges because they're meant to test me, like we're talking about, or what we think are challenges to test us? Or is this feedback from the universe saying, I don't think you're heading the direction that you want to head. Do you maybe want to take this alternative path? Or are you on the right track? And you're just I don't know. It's the universe mindfuck.
Oh, it's a massive universe mindfuck. And it's just, ultimately you just have to keep checking in with yourself. This afternoon I was asking myself, is this what I'm here for? Is this my purpose? Is this what I want? How bad do I want it? Is it worth everything that's happening? Ultimately, the answer is yes. So the answer I come up with is that, okay, this is the test then. You know, if those answers are no, then obviously, you know, you need to recoup, remodel everything, see what's happening, maybe just pull the ripcord and eject Ocedo.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're brave enough to ask yourself those questions, or brave enough to give yourself a true answer, you're always going to be able to dive a little deeper into the problems or the perceived problems that are in front of you, and then, you know, dig your way out.
Yeah.
Or, dig, climb,
Claw your way out.
Yeah.
Is that funny? We were laughing at this a little bit earlier. Was like that. There was a quote that came up around, and it was like paraphrasing the shit out of it. It was basically like, the problems that you seek and the problems that you experience. Like ask yourself the question that you need to ask yourself, and then like let's have a see if the answer is not embarrassing for you. So if the reason why you're not doing something is it a big problem that you think it is, or is it a more embarrassing problem? Like is it I can't lose weight, or I can't get to where I want to get to training wise, or if it's, you know, work wise or relationship wise, is it something simple, or is it something simple and embarrassing in the sense like, yeah, you're not doing the work. They're simple, like you're not doing what you need to do.
Is it Paul Check you were telling me about? Like this guy consults for $750 for a session.
Yeah.
And he's got these people coming in, and he's like, you're paying me $750 for this hour session for me to tell you that you're just not doing the work. So you can either do the work that I've prescribed, get some results, or you can just keep wasting this money. Like, don't waste both our time.
Yeah.
It's like, what did you say today? Are you about the health, about being in a transactional health or for long term?
So contextually, like just reference point, we're listening to education podcasts around like acupuncture business and like holistic, how to run a holistic enterprise, in which people come and they come for a service or they come for a treatment. So every time someone comes, it's like $8 or $100 a consult. And he's saying that's the worst mentality you can have in running a business the way that you run it, because everyone looks at each individual session or service as transactional. So they're going to view their health as transactional. So they're going to view their life as transactional. So if you say something as important as pain or resistance that we experience in life, if you look at that element like it's transactional, then ultimately you're going to be looking for that miracle pill, or you're going to be looking for, if I just deflect responsibility to somebody else, they'll solve my problems. It's not me having dropped the ball. It's not me having like broken down in certain elements of my life that I need to level up, like we were talking last episode. We're going to look at this transactional element. And what this guy was saying is like, you have to look at all of this like a care plan. Like you have to treat your body like there's a plan of attack, or there's a structure, or there's something moving forward that's not just, this individual thing will solve this problem, or that individual thing will solve this problem. It's like everything over a journey, over time, that incremental growth is where all that difference matters, or that difference lies. You feel me?
Oh, I feel. It's the age-old thing. Like, what you aren't willing to put your time and money towards now is ultimately going to cost you like 10 times more down the track. So if you don't pay for your health or your well-being, you know, you're going to end up in hospital, bedridden, you're going to have all these bills. You know, or you can invest now and prosper in the future. Simple maths.
Quick maths.
But the first resistance you get from everyone, especially you, is money. Like not that I get that from you, but like you get from other people. It's like, I can't pay that. It's like you either value the service for what it is and what it does for you, and you're happy to invest your time and your money towards that for the longevity.
Yeah.
Or you're not. You want to turn the sound off.
If I mute it, does it stop it?
on the laptop there, Sport. Champson over here just getting.
Do you want to give me some technical?
No, just leave it.
Just leave it. Those tones are refreshing anyway. It's like, ooh, uplifting. Yeah, but that's 100%. But then I looked at it myself, and he wasn't saying it was the onus was on the individual. It was on me as a provider. I have the responsibility. It's my responsibility of whether or not I'm going to act in a certain way, or if I'm going to provide a certain level of care that I want to. But that's the accountability that I hold for myself. I want that responsibility. Put it on their shoulders. You feel me? I don't want that situation where someone comes in and they're looking for guidance or looking at advice, and I drop the ball and I sell it short. Tate Fletcher said recently in the podcast, you have to take 100% responsibility, but that other person has to take 100% responsibility. It's not 50% responsibility, 50% responsibility. It's 100 and 100. You have to take 100% responsibility for yourself and your actions. If I'm 100% responsible for the situation, I have to sit down and spend time with the individual, talk about why we're doing this. And if I communicate it well, I make not the sale, but I make that plan of care reality for that person.
Well, you make it available then.
Yeah.
And you take away the transactional element from it, because it's no longer like based on the money, it's based on the relationship and the information being shared and the benefit that then comes from it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a really good way to look at it. Like if you take 100% responsibility from your end, you communicate the message, you share the relevant information and what's going to happen, then the money becomes irrelevant. And it's like, okay, well, he's happy to invest his time into telling me and sharing and helping me out on this. So I automatically build rapport and go, okay, well, let's do this. Let's team up. Let's see what we can do. Let's see, you know, how deep we can take it, how much we can fix and get me on the road to recovery.
Yeah, 100%. I think the funny thing is the cost in all this stuff, like whether it's training, whether it's like, it's nutrition or whatever, the cost is not financial. The cost is personal and journey-wise. You know what I mean? Like that's the cost. I just think you can't when you look about it in the terms of like dollars and cents, obviously like you said, like money's a token so you can play in life.
Yeah, life tokens. If you don't have them, you can't play.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's handy to have it.
So you have to have it. It's the root of all my problems.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, here's what it is.
Life.
But I mean, we were even talking today again, and you were saying it's just a matter of what the individual holds value to. And we were talking about groceries, and like everyone's always about paying less money for groceries, finding the cheaper option. And you come in and you're like, you know what, I save money elsewhere, but groceries is the thing that I'm happy to fork out on. What do you spend a week?
It was like 350 or something.
Not $350 on good produce that you've sourced yourself and you know where it comes from, you know it's tip top, super healthy.
Yeah.
How many people do you think would do that?
I don't know.
Barely any, I reckon.
Not many, I reckon.
None. It's like, it's one of those things that people don't even take that much notice about what they're putting into their body, yet they expect all these different results to happen. You know?
Yeah, it's funny when you think about it like that. The choice is like, it was so funny, we were talking about it today, right? Like, I had to share that hectic Gary Vee post the other day, right? And he's always spouting, nobody gives a fuck, right? No one cares around what you do, so stop worrying about what the individual thinks, right? Or just do you, continue doing you, and you'll be fine, right? And he goes, and he had to like narrow it down and just hammer it in this point. He was like, they gave, after Prince, like the music revolutionary phenomenon that was Prince, a day and a half
After he died
of media airtime. Obviously, some individuals celebrate it in different ways, but media airtime or communication airtime, he got a day and a half. If he got that, you know, what do you think you'll get? So no one really cares. Like ultimately, it doesn't matter really the stuff that you have, the things that, you know, that you think are important or that are important for other people. Like you have to find what's important to you. Food, health and stuff. I mean, maybe that comes naturally to us. I don't know. As a choice, financial choice.
Well, the world just goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you play your role in like what is it, 7.5 billion people? You play your role in that 7.5 billion people.
Yeah.
If you ain't there, someone else is playing that part. So stop worrying so much about trying to please your neighbors, your mates, your partners, whoever it is. Just do what it is that you feel you want to do. Make your own role. Slide into it, create, express, be. Instead of, oh no, I can't do that, this person and this job, and who gives a shit? Just do it. Stop worrying. If it's what you want to do, you'll figure it out. And you still won't get any airtime, even if you are super successful.
Yeah.
Prince is the Mac of all Macs. A day and a half of media coverage.
When you put it into perspective like that, though, you dominate the music scene for long, like your influence is like spans into so many people's households.
Well, it's immeasurable.
Yeah. You can't quantify it. And you can't quantify the effect the individual has on another individual. You might mean everything to that person.
No,
I'm
exactly
not
right.
trying to be reductive or reduce anything down into like...
It's more looking at it from the sense that you can't dwell too much on what you're doing in a certain realm and how much attention it's drawing, no matter your circumstance. You just have to get up and you have to do what you got to do. Like I guarantee you and I ain't got any media coverage. No. We cark it tomorrow, there's nothing.
I don't know, We News might do some expose about us or something.
Flop podcast, host dying.
They never got to 13,
They never got to 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Shit, I wonder if that's ever happened.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. But it's just interesting, and it does. It comes back, and we'll harp on it from now until the day that we die. All comes back to perspective. And if you're not willing to change the way you look at something, then nothing around you is going to change.
Yeah.
The same old problems with the same old people doing the same old thing. So until you realize that 100% the liability lies in your hands, and it's for both people, like you said, it's like the customer and it's the server. It's you and it's me. Like we're 100% responsible for what is happening in front of us.
Mm.
I heard one of my mates, Alex Giorgio, hit me up, and he was saying that a person's only responsibility in this life is their responsibility. So your ability to respond to a situation.
Yeah.
Whether that is taking action or whether that is, hiding from the problem. Your ability to respond is your only responsibility. Have a think about that, everyone at home.
Yes, man. I like that.
But no one takes notice of what's actually happening. So when something happens in our lives, whether it be good, bad, or in between, you are going to respond in a certain way. And it's your responsibility to do that. Whether or not it's what you should or shouldn't do, doesn't matter. Take that off the table. What happens is just your response. So you go with it. Maybe you make the wrong call, maybe you make the right call on, what you were supposed to do for a person or a situation. But once that's made, it's done. There's no pause button. Can't go back. You have to keep moving forward. And it doesn't matter what it is. You can yell, you can scream, you can cry, you can sulk, you can be happy, you can be joyful, you can celebrate. But tomorrow, it's over. Move forward. You must keep moving forward.
You know what I heard was a really awesome way of taking action with that, in the sense of don't do something really, really hard or really, really complex. Don't worry yourself with the dream. Just start with the first step. And the first step is to just act. No matter what, just act. We talked about in one of the first podcasts, we talked about that, the 10-second rule and that countdown. But really to act in the sense that be the first act of kindness. You go into a room, be the first person who says the nice thing. Be the first person to look at someone in the eyes and acknowledge them. Be the first person to, do the right thing at the grocery store, picking up the bags or whatever it is. Just do the right thing. and then everything else as a byproduct of that will get taken care of, because you're already on that path, you're already in that momentum. You're already someone who takes action. So when the opportunity comes, instead of being like presented with everything that you've ever wanted and you're sitting there and going, oh fuck, I don't know what to do. Should I, shouldn't I? You're already into it. You've already taken action. You've already gone like, oh shit, I'm already in it. It's already happening. Oh, well, I can't stop now because I'm jogging.
Yeah, once the momentum started, it's hard to put out the fire, you know, and it's the thing that no one, like, yeah, everyone's so busy, like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, my goal is massive, you know, 5 years time. It's like, let's worry about in the next 5 minutes what you can do in order to make that achievable. I like that idea of being the first person to take action in a conversation, smile, wave, gesture, question, take action and make it a habit.
Yeah. Especially if it's something that you want for yourself. Like if you lack love or something like that, or if you lack that kindness in your life, or if you lack that opportunity, take action in it. So someone comes in a room and you're like, oh fuck, I wish everyone thought that I was the fun-loving, awesome person. You do that. You just act that way. And your body will follow and build habits around that. So if you're the person who comes into a room and you look straight at everyone's eye and everyone's just like, oh fuck, they're here. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, but do you cross the line then of being something that you're really not and putting on that facade? You know what I mean? Like if you're not the guy that's like, because this is people's personality do it. Like you've got the people like yourself. You walk into a room and it's never anything but a grand entrance from you, like hands in the sky. Yeah, what's up, baby? Yeah, jingle jangle. Big boys here. Party started. Who's getting shots? Like, yeah, all right, we get it. Eamon's here.
It's Monday morning, shut
but
up.
you know, yeah, it's Monday morning. We're at the office. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But you know, like that's naturally a role that you fit into.
Yeah, but I would say this: it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. That's where it's different.
Oh, there's your episode 9 gold nugget there, guys. Quote Eamon O'Connor.
Feel?
It's never the wrong time to do the right thing.
The jerk off hand. Oh, you and the pound hand. I love that.
It's never.
That's the thing is like, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not be someone that you either don't want to be or don't have to be. Like, that's the same thing as only extroverts can become entrepreneurs and like powerhouses in business. Absolutely not. You can be an introvert. You can be someone who's quiet. All I'm just saying is to take action and get certain things done. I think oftentimes if it's lacking in your life and you want something, you should offer it. It doesn't have to be you offer it to a large group of people in a random setting where you feel uncomfortable. I mean, offer it to your mum, offer it to your father, offer it to your friend, your best friend, your partner, whoever. Your work colleague.
Take small action.
Take the smallest action. Do the right thing. You ever had that experience where someone does something really, really nice for you and you're just like blown away?
Yeah.
The smallest thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like you're on an airplane or something like that and the hostess is like, oh, you, like obviously this is in the background. She's like, oh, you spent $2,000 on this ticket. Here's this small glass of wine. And you're like, really, for me? I don't have to pay for this? Thank you.
And then you say that to the person next to you and behind you and you're like, hang on a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hang on a minute.
But they give you
that small second, yeah, I get what you mean.
And you're like, oh, that's really nice. I didn't have to do that. And you start telling everyone. That's how fast like positivity spreads.
Yeah, big
and that's
time.
a small thing.
Big time. Yeah, I can feel that. It's never the wrong time to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I don't know who said that. Someone smart said that.
As far as I know, it was you. Universal Collective, baby.
I'll take it.
Eamon O'Connor.
No copyright issues.
2018.
Just claiming everything.
Yeah, that's good. It's something to sit on anyway. And it's like, yeah, maybe, like I think where I was going with that was the fact that, you know, so many times, and it happens a lot, you know, in our societies, you see what's happening in someone else's life and you instantly want that thing. So you put on a facade and start acting a certain way that's not you.
Yeah.
So I worry that information can be misconstrued, and instead of having that small action step, you go, all right, well, I'm going to be that loud character. I'm going to be Mr. Positivity, or I'm going to be whatever it is, and you, instead of doing that, you're not representing your true self. You know what I mean? But
I feel what you're saying, but I feel like if you already have that self-awareness, you're not troubled by the concerns that we're talking about. If you already go, I know who I am, I know what defines me, you're not sitting there being like, oh, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that, or I don't know where to take my life. You're sitting there sweet. And I'm saying that this is for the individual, including myself. Like everything that I talk about in this podcast is only so it's like self-improvement, right? Is the idea that I know that there's certain aspects of my personality that I would consider strengths, but then there's also other crippling insecurities that are based on, societal conditioning, like stuff that my parents have told me, stuff that my friends tell me, my partner tells me, all this stuff that might check me, or check me a little bit. And I'm saying that unless you know yourself 100%, I don't think it hurts you to do, like I said, that right thing. To do that right thing where it's like, it doesn't hurt you to be kind in any situation. If you're kind, or if you're generous, or if you're loving, there's no slight against you. You know what I mean? Like, you're sorted. You're gonna be moving forward because you're gonna build up some sort of universal merit of something, some sort of karmic.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, if that's what you believe, babe. We'll hold on to that one.
And that's it. Like, it's got to be what you believe. It's got to be what you believe. If that is the case, and you do build that karmic value, and you are putting a lot of good out and constantly being trodden on, like, eventually you got to take that break. Or do you then switch it around and take action? Still go about it with a kind nature, but just start to assert yourself a little differently into situations. So instead of going in with open arms, you're a little bit cocked and ready for what's coming the other way. You're still coming with a smile on your face and, present in the backpack, but you're wary of what is coming at you and who can take advantage of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% get what you mean.
Because it's easy to take advantage of someone that's nice and smiling and always goes out of their way to do something nice for you. You can fall, and it's not even that you're doing it intentionally, but you can fall in the habit of taking. And I bet if you think about it for 2 seconds now, you can always think of someone that you do it to and someone that does it to you.
Yeah. But I think as well, if you look at it in that framework, right? And I'm not saying that it's necessarily easy to do, but every time that I've operated or done something out of a position of love or wanting to do something just because, without, that the cheer squad behind it, or at anyone knowing, oh wow, that was really charitable, I've always felt good. I've never not felt good doing that situation. Regardless of what that person takes away with them, I don't take what they took away from that situation. I get what you're saying in terms of being cautious in certain ventures. Like, I don't think it's smart to go into like a business venture not knowing individuals or peoples or whatever, and being like, figuring out, like, if we were figuring out each other now, for the first time, I'd be like, oh shit, like, this is different. This is a challenge. Because it's different, right? It's not what you would expect in a conventional friendship and business partnership.
No,
right?
Definitely not.
So when you look about it in that framework,
well, we're only talking about that the other day. Like, we put in 2 years of getting to know each other in the courtship, as it were. Like, what?
Just that term.
It was courtship. You were coming at me hot.
I sent a letter to your father asking for a meeting.
But no, I mean, we were talking about it, and the fact that everyone says, you and Eamon seem like such a great match to be in business together, and we're really looking forward to seeing what happens next, what evolves from what's already started. But I mean, and what I say by the courtship, I mean, we went through 2 years at least of, you coming to a yoga session, me coming to acupuncture, and then slowly, mixing it on a social scenery. But it really wasn't until like 12 months ago when we went on that first retreat, and we got a bit deep on a few things, and we really chatted about what you see and what I see, and we did a live video on your Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh fuck, like, this guy's making me, I hate live videos, hate recording myself like and looking at the camera. It just drives me mental. And you're like, yeah, let's do it. And I'd seen you do a couple before, and I was like, whatever, I'll just jump on and help this guy out.
No help needed. Doing fine business-wise, right?
But I mean, I still remember that. But afterwards, we had a chat post video about what was next for you and what was next for me, and like there were so many lines that were crossing, and we were like, hang on. It was like the speech from The Hangover, and Alan's like, could it be? Have I found another member of my wolf pack? And then like, but from there, and then the social gatherings got bigger, and our friendship grew deeper, and you know, all these things started to happen, and we fell comfortably into a friendship that, you know, we could prosper from. And, you know, from there it was really, you know, it was nice to grow. And then this came up, and it was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's see and test it out, test the relationship out now.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings.
But I do think that like that side of things is smart. Like, you should meet someone, have a conversation with them, get to know them over an extended period of time before you do something like that.
It's like moving in with someone after knowing them for a month or two.
Yeah. But I've always operated in the same thing. Like, when I talk about relationships, I don't want transactional friendship. I want people I can rely on, right? You know what I mean? People that you go, oh, that's my friend. They take care of me. Everything's supported. Sweet.
Kind of friend that rocks up when you ask him if you can take a load of rubbish to the tip.
Exactly. That's what the friendship was really forged. I don't know what you're talking about with your retreat thing, but when I first moved into that apartment and I needed you to take a lot of crap, rubbish and stuff.
Oh, this is when you only had a Mercedes too.
Yeah,
and you had that vintage $600,000 Mercedes that you don't like to drive around much.
I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, I know, you bought a car with it. You got no money now.
And I needed help taking that rubbish to the tip, and you were like, yeah, I'll do that, no problem. And I was like, what's that, like an hour return journey plus whatever the hell time? It was just like, I appreciated that. I'm like, okay, this is a good person. I'm going to invest in this friendship like wholeheartedly, like openly. And that's how I look at most situations. I go, if you're going to get burned, I'd rather get burned ASAP or in the immediate sense.
Yeah.
Than looking at it long term, being like, let's just kind of wade this water, see what happens, and then over time realize that maybe you're an asshole and I didn't know it from the start. For example, right?
For example.
Yeah. I'm like, I'd rather just know it from the start. Like, if someone's, you know, we were talking about the same time where they were like, Joe Rogan says, you can only have a conversation, if you have a conversation with someone for less than an hour, our podcast exception. But if you have a conversation with an hour, you never really cut through the bullshit of what someone's saying. You need to have a 2-hour, 3-hour conversation.
You know, ours is the exception because it's just an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, it's continuation. But I just mean in the sense, like, you have a conversation with someone, if you spend time with them, you don't need to spend hours and hours and hours to kind of break through that. Like, look at it in a date setting, right? If you take a woman out, or a man out, or whatever you want to do.
Or both.
Or both. Taking everybody out.
Or both.
Hogging all of Illawarra. Huh?
Or both your wives.
I know we do, right? If you go out, right, and you spend an evening with someone, you go, oh, I think this person's really nice. After the 4th, after the 5th date, you start to get a solid understanding of who that person is. But what's that timeline? Like, you may spend 4 hours with them the first night. Let's say you're spending 4 hours again each night. So by the end of it, you only spend 20 hours with someone. So it's effectively less than a day that you spent with this individual. And you've got a fair understanding what this person's like, right? That's how I view it. You spend enough time with someone, you learn if they're not so easy to get along with or easy to get along with, and then invest your energies where you want to. But it doesn't hurt being a nice person. It doesn't hurt doing something kind.
No, and I think that's the important thing to realise, is it doesn't hurt to act out of kindness. Yeah. Like, it's not a chore. And it's an easy option if you just do it. Take action. Do it.
Get it done.
Be nice. Smile. Say thank you. Buy flowers for people.
That's nice. Has anyone ever got you flowers?
No.
Let's shut this down. No one's got me flowers.
I bought Emma some flowers the other day, actually. She started maternity leave. I bought her some nice sunflowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go down well?
Yeah. They're quite bright. It's hard not to smile when you see sunflowers. I don't think, because they're like super yellow, nice and tall. They just catch your eye, and it's like, oh. If a smile was a flower, I'd say it was a sunflower.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's good. Well, yeah. But no one's got nice flowers then.
No.
That's all.
If anyone wants to bring us some flowers in this week,
Be much appreciated.
would be. It'd be nice. I want to dive into something that's a little out of our normal topic of conversation, because like it's something that like you sort of bring it to the table a lot with me and make me question like what I do, and I always end up falling into what I want to do anyway. But diet and nutrition and like looking after the body and health, highly debatable topic,
Controversial, to say the least.
and especially how you're eating at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and for the people at home, Eamon is carnivorous, so a majority of his meals are meat only.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, there is heavy scrutiny around eating meat only.
Yeah. Ethical implications, environmental implications, health implications.
But that's the thing. So, it was the podcast with Joe Rogan, and it was the paleo dude and the vegan guy,
Vegan doctor, yeah.
vegan doctor. And so we were chatting and to his credit, he's like Tim Ferriss. He will experiment on himself and then only pass off the information that he has found applicable. It's not someone else's study. It's not someone else's vlog or whatever it is where you get your information from. This is complete and utter his research that I'm spitting back. But the two were talking about, is veganism better than paleo and what's more sustainable and blah, blah, blah. And like the scientific evidence pointed towards veganism being the most sustainable, most ethical for the environment and, ultimately better for your body. And then Rogan throws in the spanner into the works, the spanner of all spanners, especially to a vegan scientist.
Yeah.
And says, but what about these guys that are doing this carnivorous diet? It's like, science says that it should kill you.
Yeah. For that extended period of time, you should be getting some, like even in the immediate sense, you should be getting some health complications, and over a longer period of time, you should be getting things like scurvy and stuff where you're not taking in vitamin C from your food sources, so your body starts and your immune system starts to get basically as fucked up. And people aren't. And the hilarious thing was they both conceded and they were both honest about it, which is respectable, where they said, we don't know. We don't understand why it's working. From everyone's best indication, it's basically a supported fast. So it's because you're eating meat and it gets digested in the small intestine as opposed to processing all the way down through the large intestine, your body is going through a fasting capacity. So when you eat, because there's only a certain amount, like if you have a roast dinner, there's only a certain amount of pork belly or like fatty foods and stuff that you can eat before you're like, oh Jesus, too much. As opposed to someone brings out the carbs or a cake or something like that, there's always a little room on top. Even if you're full, there's always 10, 15 where you can come back and have some chips.
I'm the opposite. Hey, if you put pork belly on the table, I'm not leaving until it's gone.
Yeah, but there's only so much. Surely there's only so much you can eat of that.
I would rather fill up on pork belly than the cake.
I'm not saying rather. I'm just saying that you could continuously keep eating the sugar and all that stuff over time. Like if someone puts down potato chips, right? Do you reckon you could eat more potato chips or something like that than you could steak?
Yeah, right. A steak probably.
Steak.
Pork belly just does it for me. That's my favourite.
Fair enough.
If we ever have a fight and you want to make up, you make me a pork belly with crackling. Oh.
Yeah, I'll make it soggy crackling. Yeah, you feel that.
It's just interesting, and the reason I wanted to bring that up mainly is because everyone is so opinionated about what's right and what's wrong, and these two experts in their field were honest enough to actually say, I don't know.
Yeah, the truth of the situation is we don't know.
The truth is, we don't know the answer as to why this hasn't, backfired on them and why they don't have these health implications rising.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone to have a good, honest think about themselves right now. And when you try to force feed your opinion down someone else's throat about something that chances are you've done a little bit of research on, but at the end of the day, you don't have a clue. You're just regurgitating something else that you've listened to or learned and spitting it back out at someone else. And the reason I say that is because we don't own any of the information we have. And until you do the research or discipline yourself enough to dive balls deep into whatever it is that you're doing or spreading, ultimately you can offer your opinion on something, but like to condemn someone else for doing it a certain way, pull your head in. Just let people do their own thing.
Yeah. And that's even like, you look at, like, diet is a religion for pretty much everybody. Nutritional information is like something that's worked for you and you spout it to everyone else. I really don't care what you eat, as long as, like, if you're eating the conventional vegan diet, vegetarian diet, paleo diet, comparatively, those diets against like the conventional shit, the McDonald's drive-through, like the fast food chains on a consistent basis, the obesity rates at like 56% or whatever it is in this country, like the comparison between that and this, pick whatever you want. It's like smorgasbord of whatever you want to have. It's just whatever's going to suit your body and work better for you.
Or you can do the old pick a little bit from each.
The old Will Grant.
The old Will Grant.
Grantianarianism.
Grantarianism. Well, there was something the other day, it was funny. Someone says like the reverse keto vegan diet, something like that. But it's like, I eat a paleo breakfast, but I like to add Turkish bread on the side. I eat a vegan lunch.
Sometimes I have chicken with
Sometimes I have some chicken with it. Yeah. I just eat to fuel my body, and my body feels great. My mind feels alert. I'm never tired. I barely ever get sick. I've tried fasting. I've dabbled in going a little bit vegan and vegetarian here and there. Other than my digestive system improving moderately with a short time on vegan or vegetarian, I didn't notice a difference in my body.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, I need to be performing at my best day in, day out to do what I do. I'm literally pretty much training or teaching all day, most days. And so energy source is a big thing for me. And, you know, sustainable energy, you need that. I don't drink coffee.
Yeah. But I think with any of that stuff too,
You just gotta listen to your own body.
100%. Diet, nutrition. If you look at it from like any lens, it doesn't matter. But if you go, I'm gonna go vegan, and I do vegan for 2 weeks, and I did raw vegan, vegetarian, like most fasting things, and all the fun stuff.
Eamon's a little bit more committal when he does this stuff too. Like, I'll stick something out for a month, which I know is not a long enough time, but no. he does the proper research.
Well, but that's the thing is, like,
I dabble, and then just always go back to a big bowl of pasta.
That gluten's so sweet. You feel me? It's that sugar cane.
I just want diabetes so bad.
But I think you look at it like in that lens too. Is like your body's not going to adapt in like that short enough period for you to determine whether or not there's going to be profound health benefits to doing 2 weeks of anything, a month of anything. You need to do long term something to see if it truly is the best thing for your body. But I think to be dogmatic about this stuff, unless it's from an ethical framework, I get it 100%. When it comes to meat, I understand that, like, for a lot of people in an ethical framework, the cruelty to animals is unacceptable, and I respect that 1,000,000%. But in terms of what's healthy and nutritious for you, you have to identify for yourself what that is. And the only way to do that honestly and truly, and you can go through the literature and the research and anything under the sun that you want to, but ultimately, how does your body feel? How do you feel when you eat this food? Is it nourishing for you? Is it supporting you? Or is it taking away a little bit? Like, if you're on the keto diet and you've been doing it for 3 months and you feel like dog shit, or 6 months and you feel like shit, like, maybe this isn't the best thing for you. Maybe you should try vegetarian or something like that and see how your body responds on that, and then do that for a length of time.
Or try the keto salts.
Or try some supplement.
Try the supplementation.
That we're selling.
Right. Not a pyramid scheme. Not a pyramid scheme.
Not a pyramid scheme. It's a triangle scheme.
Shouldn't rip on brands or diets. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know, like I don't know how we got onto this, but and why anyone's still listening to me, but I don't know. Do what's right for your body.
I think the baseline of what we were getting at here was to do your own research, try different things, and see how it works for your individual body. But don't harp on like you've got the golden egg of all diets or information, because at the end of the day, you're not the first person to do what you're doing.
Yeah. One thing I will say though, that is the golden egg and solve all health problems.
I'll do it, whatever it is.
Fasting.
I tried it.
You tried it, didn't like? Yeah, intermittent fasting and fasting in general. Like if you look at any of the medical literature, any cure for any complex chronic disease is fasting, whether it's diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease.
To be honest though, that's the only thing that I tried for a good patch of time.
Yeah, you did well. I was proud of you when you did that.
Like,
you got at least 3 days in, didn't you?
Fuck off.
3. Fuck. Oh, fucking.
You're
Come on.
I went at least 6 to 8 weeks. That's a long time for me.
Did you? Did you go 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, I went 6 to 8 weeks, and that was like, and I did a couple of 24-hour fasts. Did I feel good for doing it at the time? Sure. Do I feel any different now? No. Like the only thing I noticed that was different was that I had more time on my hands because I wasn't prepping food, and that I could like be in control of my body's hunger. Yeah. It's the only thing that changed. My energy levels never got any better or worse. I got a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner, but I did the math and it wasn't worth not having food whenever I wanted it.
But that suits your body type.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's different.
If you're fine and you're happy with everything that's going on, yeah, I wouldn't do anything different.
Play on.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we should probably wrap up and get home and have something to eat.
I'm still fasting.
Because I'm not going through to tomorrow morning. My fast is from when I sleep to when I wake.
At 9:15.
I'm gonna have something to eat before I go to bed.
I think Laura's still downstairs making a acai bowl or something. There's a couple of muffins left.
Vegan dinner. Dessert for dinner. It's my favourite. Acai is life.
Classic.
But yeah, episode 9 in the chamber. It's been an absolute pleasure, E. Thank you everybody for listening. Episode
Soho
10.
Productions.
Episode 10 coming up. Yeah, Soho Productions. Joey, our man. But yeah, we'll wrap it up, huh? As always, an absolute pleasure, my man.
Love it.
Talk to you soon. Peace.